There's like those spot by
Tashi Delek, everyone. Okay, we're gonna start the foundation class. First we will do the Ngöndro, and then after the Ngöndro accumulations, and then we'll get to do the actual accumulations of the Ngöndro. Okay. Okay, so please bring in mind the precious motivation of the Bodhisattva, wishing to bring all motherly sentient beings to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. Okay.
La mi tu ni nam Ngöndro di se mi do dong bi na nam dar son la li ni pa la mi tu la cha se de Kunsun kuwa junye jazuna, junye dalo chula Disun chanchu nimbo mato parai lama kunchu sumla Disun chanchu nimbo mato parai lama kunchu sumla Disun chanchu nimbo mato parai lama kunchu sumla Simje gunye bende du Tane sunre proa mato pa Magyo simje gunye bende du Tane sunre proa mato pa Magyo simje gunye bende du Tsirava gunye luda lonje pe Soni zonje gunjo sumawe Sera gunje luda pe Soni zonje gunjo sumawe Sera gunje luda pe Soni zonje gunjo sumawe Bye. sung tu ji wang jin yong zo tu wa zhe guru kaya wa ra si da si ji lama yu chu yang ting ye me nga ri tuan ting ye lang ye gang xue da Gumbo pa me la so an de sa lam po an chung bai chin yi lo Gumbo pa me la so an de sa lam po an chung bai chin yi lo Gumbo pa me la so an de sa lam po an chung bai chin yi lo Tane lu dang lo shi ge sa che ma jun do la pang ba me ba da do lo shi ge me ju ba shi Tane lu dang lo shi ge sa che ma jun do la pang ba me ba da do lo shi ge me ju ba shi Tane lu dang lo shi ge sa che ma jun do la pang ba me ba da
Okay, so please have tea.
Thank you.
Thank you for the snacks.
Thank you for tea.
Mhm.
And thank you to your wife for making
Mhm.
it.
So all of the teachings for the preliminaries and so forth we already did, and preliminary practice is all about doing it, actually doing it. So we won't spend much time in talking, we'll just directly do the practice. And then even if you're accumulating like 10, 15 a day, just we need to keep on doing it. And we think in mind like, oh, just maybe it's too few, but you shouldn't think like that. You should keep on doing. Even if you're busy, just do three prostrations a day, but keep tally or keep note of those. Then slowly they will accumulate. This practice is called in Ngöndro or foundation or preliminaries. Another word we also call the accumulation of 5 sets of 100,000. So Bumnga meaning 500,000. So in this 500,000s, these include refuge, Bodhicitta, and prostrations. So these 3 usually are done together when you do the prostrations. So you recite the refuge and the Bodhicitta, but you keep count of the prostrations. So the refuge and Bodhicittas, you actually do more than 100,000, but the prostration is what you keep count, and you keep the 4 lines chanting going on and on. In Dudjom Tersar it is like that. But in like in the heart essence or in the Longchen Nyingtik tradition, if you are doing according to the typical Longchen Nyingtik tradition, then the prostration is done at a different time when we are doing the Guru Yoga. So the refuge and Bodhicitta are accumulated separately from the prostrations. But the Dudjom Tersar, you are allowed to do that. So those 3 makes the 300,000, and then the mandala offerings, then for accumulating merit, or it is outlined as to make the favorable conditions of our path. When we have merit, then we are able to engage in virtuous actions. When we lack that merit, then our mind gets kind of stuck, and then mind only kind of engages in like dark space and negativities which doesn't fuel our practice. So mandala offering is that which brings a lot of complementaries to our path and to our practice. So to do that one, then we do the mandala offering. Mandala offering is making the offering of the universe, the whole multiverse, or it's like the whole, the 3,000-fold world system is offered like that. So it's also important to know when you're making the mandala offering how you should visualize. So we will talk one day on mandala offering. And then the last one is the Vajra Sattva. It's purification of our negativities, which are the obstacles in the path. So all the negativities that we had accumulated in our past, either we should purify it. If you don't, then the result of those negativities will ripen, in this life or in future lifetimes. So therefore we need to purify. So, and then for that one, then we are initiated into the tantric path, from the Vajrasattva practice. Then it requires one to receive the empowerments. For refuge, Bodhicitta, you don't need empowerment. For prostrations, you don't need empowerment, because refuge is the general path. All Buddhist tradition, like the Mahayana, the Theravada tradition, the Vajrayana, our foundation path is refuge. Refuge is also to summarize refuge. It is characterized by renunciation, understanding samsara as the nature of suffering. So to free from that suffering, taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. So refuge is characterized by generating renunciation. So our mind, we are not just thinking of this life or next life like that, but we aim toward attaining Buddhahood. So that is a refuge. So once we have taken refuge, or once we have approached the path in that way, then true refuge has taken place in our being. So then Bodhicitta is the foundation of Mahayana. So we are not practicing this for ourselves, but for all sentient beings, so we develop great compassion and bodhicitta and wisdom like that. So, and this is very, very important, because all the Buddhas have taught that if we have bodhicitta, then Buddhahood is possible. But if you don't have bodhicitta, then Buddhahood will never blossom. So, and when we say bodhicitta, then we need to have this great compassion and loving kindness and so forth for each and every sentient beings, impartially. When we read the life stories of the great masters, then we see how they had cultivated bodhicitta, and then they never gave up their bodhicitta, even in great hardships and all. There is this story about Tangtong Gyalpo, the iron bridge builder, Tangtong Gyalpo. He had cultivated bodhicitta, and then in every lifetime or every series of lifetime that he came, then he would maintain his bodhicitta, that he would never give rise to breaking bodhicitta. He would never give anything that would contradict the generation of bodhicitta. So in one of his lifetimes, he was born as a puppy. So then there was this nun who would make offering of milk as her offering practice, and then one day she left her offering, the milk offering bowl, on the ground, and then this puppy came and then licked the milk and then drank all the milk. Then when the nun came, she got so angry, and then she threw stone on this puppy and then broke the puppy's ribs and so forth, and still keeping on hitting the puppy. But the puppy never got, it's in the story of Tangtong Gyalpo. He says, I never got angry, rather than he generated great compassion toward the nun. And then because of that anger in the nun, that nun was born in the hell realm. But then he came back to save the nun from the hell realm. So that kind of compassion, and at any cost, never giving rise to anger or hatred or losing your bodhicitta. Such should be our bodhicitta. So therefore, when we do the bodhicitta recitation and so forth, that's what we are saying. May we be able to cultivate the four immeasurables. May we be able to blossom bodhicitta. May we be able to realize the wisdom. Because in practicing bodhicitta, we have what we call as the relative bodhicitta and the absolute bodhicitta. The absolute bodhicitta is wisdom. Relative bodhicitta is conceptual. So we have like all the concept of sentient beings, as many sentient beings as there are, then we generate that concept of that mindset to pervade that many sentient beings. But absolute bodhicitta is understanding that each and every sentient being has the Buddha potential, and they themselves, the Buddha nature, like that, and general understanding the wisdom. So that's how we practice refuge, bodhicitta, and then the mandala offerings, and then we come to Vajrasattva practice. When we come to Vajrasattva practice, then we should receive the empowerment. So some of you have already received, but if you haven't, you need to receive the empowerment. And that grants the authority to engage in the generation practice. So you visualize Vajrasattva as the deity of support for your purification or confession. And then we use like whatever negativities that we had accumulated in our past, we bring in our mind, and then we say whatever in this life or in past lives, and whatever we had contributed, or we had actually done it or indirectly done it, and so forth. We bring in our mind and we confess like that. So, and that's called the power of regret, power of looking into our past actions and generating that regret. And then the power of the antidote is using the mantra, the Vajrasattva mantra. So that's why we need to do the 100,000 accumulation of Vajrasattva. And then the power of reconciliation is that we have to make the vow that hereafter, even at the cost of my life, I will not engage in negative actions like that. So that's the way of how we practice Vajrasattva. Mind like that, and then further on it comes and then fills our navel chakra like that, and then further goes on down, filling the secret space, and then goes down and flushes down through our lower orifice or opening, and then falls down into the earth, like way deep down into the earth, and way deep down in the earth there you see Yama, our karmic debtors. And then his mouth is wide open, and it falls into living our body. All these defilements live in the form of like pus, blood, soot, like scorpions, like insects and so forth, and then it goes down inside the mouth of Yama, and then we repay all the karmic debts that we have. So that's the visualization that we need to do. And further on, when that purification happens, then we turn ourselves into Vajrasattva, or we become Vajrasattva. In our heart there is this 4-petal lotus. Then in the center is the Hung Sit syllable, in the east is Om, in the south is Vajra, in the west is Sa, and in the north is Ta. So Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum. So those 6 syllables are there like that. And then we visualize like that, and then we recite the Om Vajra Sattva Hum, Om Vajra Sattva Hum. So that's the essential mantra of Vajra Sattva. We don't keep record of that one. We only keep accumulation of the 100 syllable mantras. And then that's the way to do it. So when you are accumulating, you need to be kind of smart where to utilize your time in accumulating. So for example, Vajrasattva mantra you can accumulate even when you are driving, so not necessarily be on the cushion. But it's actually required that we do this on the cushion, but then in the West, life is different, yeah. So then you can kind of have a clicker in your hand, and then as you're driving, then just keep the visualization, and then you can keep accumulating like that. So that way you get the accumulation. So, and for prostrations, then you have to do at home or at the center or temple or monastery or wherever you have to do. And you can, if you're going on a pilgrimage, then you can do prostrations at holy places like that too. So that's the way of doing the Ngöndro. Okay, so we will begin. So here, page 10, or page 10. So basic things that you need for your Ngöndro accumulation is mala, okay, and then a support, a shrine like Guru Rinpoche's picture or statue, or Buddha's picture or statue, like that. So like those, and then in the front you make offerings like the 7 bowls, or if you want to elaborate and so forth, those kind of offerings can be made. So this practice, of course, we need to learn or witness, so then we know how it is done. It's not just like Googling and then trying to learn from the internet. So you need to learn from somebody who is doing it, so that you see, or they lead you how it's done, so then you know. Yeah. And then you need to have a nice comfortable cushion where you can sit for long hours comfortably, so that you don't have to keep on constantly adjusting your posture. So like that. And then if you can also have like a prostration board or a yoga mat or those kind of things. Camping bed is also good, that you pump or you blow mattress, those kind of things. Yeah. Not the thick one, like quite thin one, like those kind of. Otherwise, you can also have like a nice bed sheet. You can do that one. And then when you're doing the prostrations, you should kind of. This is modern. This is traditional. They would just do on hard floor, but then now to save your knees, you put cushions on your like knee pads or where your knees land, and then they also put like a towel on where your forehead lands, like that. And then prostrations, you have to do the full prostrations. If you can do the full prostrations, then if you cannot, you can do the short one. And then if you cannot do prostrations at all, then you can also do like circumambulation. So you have like a stupa or Buddha statue or like that. You go around, and then so you start from the east, and then when you come back to that point, you pull one bead, so that equals to 1 prostration. Again, you do 2 like that. So you can do 100,000 circumambulation of the stupa or Buddha image. So whichever you do, the long prostrations is done like that. You place the palm on the crown, then at the throat, then at the heart, and then you go down. You slide all the way, and then you touch your forehead on the ground. Then you bring your hands here on the head, and then again you kind of drop, and then you pull 1 bead. So that's 1 prostration. Then you come up again, your hands on the forehead, then the throat, the heart. Again you slide down. Again you touch your forehead on the ground, bring your hands here, and again you kind of put down. So then that becomes 2. Again you stand up, Again on the crown, at your throat, at your heart. You can slide down, and again your forehead touches on the ground. Your hands come up. Again, you beat the ground like that. So that becomes 3. So that's the way how you do the prostrations. So those are the basic things that you need. And for mandala offering, you'll need the mandala pen and the mandala, the 3 stored mandala. You need those. Okay, so pretend that we are doing we woke up this morning. So then when you wake up, you sit in a comfortable posture, like in the Vajra posture. You can sit like that. This is what I do when I wake up. Immediately I reassure the posture. Then, you can also do this one. You can pinch your ring finger here, like that, and you make this is called the Vajra fist. And with the back of your wrist here, you press on the joint of your thigh and your hip here, right here, like that, both like this, and you press it so that this arm is straight. So like that. So the first breathing we do, also we need to do the visualization. We need to see our bodies like a hollow, like an empty cage, and then we have 3 channels in our body. So we have 3 channels in our body. The center channel opens right at this time. It ends at the brows here, like this, and then it goes down straight like that, and then it goes 4 fingers below your navel. The center channel is as thick as your ring finger, like that, and then the left and the right channels are half the diameter of the center channel. They run from here, from the nostril, it goes like this, and curve down here at your skull like an umbrella handle, and go parallel on the left and the right side of the center channel, go down and extend a little further than the center channel, like this. And then we need to also visualize the color. The center channel is blue. The right channel for men is white. For women, it's red. It's kind of flipped. So for men, the right channel is white. For women, the right channel is red. And then the left channel for men is red, and for women, it's white. So like that. So the first breathing we need to do is from our left nostril. So in that case, what you do is you keep still pressing your this joint, this joint here, like this, and then you press your right nostril, because you're going to breathe through your left. So you breathe in, so at that time you visualize that this left channel is inserted in your right channel. Now you plug your left nostril like this, and then you breathe out through your right. Okay, now we change hands. So this one keeps pressing here, and this time we breathe in through your right nostril. So plug your left nostril, breathe in. Visualize that the right channel is inserted in your left. Now plug your right nostril and then breathe out through your left. Okay, now press both your joints here. This time breathe in through both your nostrils, and remember or visualize that the two left and the right channels are inserted into the center channel. So breathe in through both your nostrils and then breathe out through the center channel. When you breathe out through both your nostril, you breathe out through both your nostril, but then you visualize that the breath is actually leaving from your the joint here, this third eye joint here, like that. So that's the first set of 3 breathings. So again, let's start. So with your right hand, plug your right nostril. So maintain the visualization. Plug your left nostril, breathe out through your right. Okay, change hands. Plug your right nostril and then breathe out through your left. Okay, both hands in your joint here. Breathe in through both your nostrils. Breathe out. Okay, now the last set. Again, plug your right nostril, breathe in through your left. Plug your left nostril, breathe out through your right. Okay, change hands. Breathe through your right nostril. Plug your right nostril. Now both hands on your hip here. Breathe in through both your nostrils. Breathe out. Then breathe out completely. Like pressing, like collapsing. So like that. This is called the 9-round breathing, or the cleansing of breath. So and together with this, there is also the visualization of the the demonic spirits living from your body related to our left, right, and the center channel. The right channel demonic spirit is called the male demonic spirit. The left channel is called the female demonic spirit. And then the center channel is called the mixed of the two, called the Naga spirit, Naga demonic spirit, like that. And then also our diseases living our body. And so the right channel disease related with our heart. The left channel, for women it will be different. So for male, the right channel is related to our heart, and then the left channel is related to our lower bodily organs, and then the mixed of the two are more of our mental diseases or mental diseases or illness and so forth, like that. So those are diseases. And then we talk about karma. So the right is the karma related with anger, or emotions related with anger, and obscurations related to that anger emotion. And the left one is the emotions related with our desire or passion, like that. And the mixed of the two, the emotions or the karma related to our ignorance and stupidity, like that. So those, when we breathe out, we see that they leave our body. Like desire living in the form, anger living in the form of snake, desire living in the form of rooster, and then ignorance living in the form of pig, like that. So those kind of visualization you can do. These are very, very helpful when you, so you can do once in the morning when you wake up. And then if you are doing this practice during different time of the day, you can do this, especially if you're feeling like what's that, lack of interest, like nothing drives you to do your practice, and dull, those kind of, so you feel like lazy and don't want to do it, so immediately sit on the cushion, then do this 9-round breathing. Very good for your your physical and health and mental practice too. So just the breathing itself. And then what it does is any kind of dullness or sleepiness, like torpor and so forth, you can get rid of that. So that's the way to start. That's the physical. The physical exercise is physical posture is sitting in the cross-vajra posture. The speech, the posture of the speech is to dispel or to expel all of the negative stale energy from your body. Then the state of your mind is to constantly have renunciation, always remembering the nature of samsara, that we have been in samsara for so long, then we have wandered in samsara, and then we are now all kind of numbed by this suffering, so although we know it's suffering, but then we kind of, as if like an addict, that we can stay away from it, like that. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Lamas have given us the teachings that it is time that we need to search for freedom from samsara. So then if I don't do it now, when do I do this? That kind of inspiration and renunciation you bring in your heart, in your mind, and then not just doing for yourself, but for all sentient beings, so generating compassion and bodhicitta, like that. So, and then of course having the inspiration and devotion toward Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, like that, appreciating, and then there is so-called wisdom, there is so-called the state of awakening to Buddhahood, which is free from all this confusion and so forth. So those kind of things should be in your heart. So then that way, then you engage in the practice, like that. So the first practice here, page 10, is first you take refuge, or you remember that this is the Vajrayana practice. So this is the foundation of the Vajrayana practice, that our teacher embodies all the Buddhas within our teacher, within our Lama, all the Buddhas, Dharma and Sangha as subsumed or contained within our teacher, like that. So we go Namo Lume Tenge Gombo Lama can say, Amesh Lama, infallible, constant protector, please think of me. The freedoms and endowments of this precious human birth are extremely difficult to find. So you can read the commentaries on the Ngöndro. What does it mean by freedoms? What does it mean by endowments and so forth? And what qualifies this birth as precious human birth, and so on and so forth. So more and more you understand this, then you'll see your life is not ordinary. We tend to compare our lives with just ordinary beings, like that. But our life, having met the Dharma, having met precious teachers and so on and so forth, and heard the teachings of the Buddhas and so forth, it's completely special, it's different from, so those make the qualifications of precious human birth, like that. But then even if we have the precious human birth, whoever is born is subject to change and death. So death can come any time, like that. So we need to understand the nature of change and death, like that. And then of course, then we contemplate on the infallibility of cause, of karma and result. The causes and result of virtuous and non-virtuous actions are infallible. So if we plan virtuous actions, it will bring happiness in our next life. in here and now, on here and here afterward. And if you engage in non-virtue, it will bring suffering and sorrow in this life and in future lifetimes, like that. So contemplating on how to abandon non-virtue and cultivate virtue. So, and then the continuous state of the three realms of samsara is an ocean of suffering. So knowing that wherever we are born in samsara, we cannot transcend suffering. So our aim is to transcend suffering, to attain fully awakened Buddhahood. So, and this is called the mind training. By remembering this, may my mind turn to the holy Dharma. So these are the four thoughts that turn our mind away from samsara and towards Dharma. So that's why it's called the mind training. So we need to take this seriously, and this contributes to our practice, whatever we do. If we have done the mind training carefully, then our practice becomes free from obstacles, and our practice kind of advances or stabilizes. So therefore it's very, very important. So it's not just, just like say it from your mouth and then don't understand, don't contemplate the meaning. So you need to be very sincere in contemplating these words here. So that's the mind training. So this one you do like 3 times, just like in the recitation we do 3 times. The main thing is bringing in mind the words that you are reciting, and then you engage in the refuge. So in the Ngöndro we have refuge tree, like that one behind the lamp is the refuge tree. Guru Rinpoche in the center of this lotus that has 5 big petals. So in the center is Guru Rinpoche. In the front there is 1 petal. There are the Buddhas of the 3 times. On the right hand side are the 8 Bodhisattvas. On the left hand side are the 16 arhats, like that. And the back lotus petal are the 84,000 teachings, the Dharma, like that. And then above Guru Rinpoche, and now Guru Rinpoche is our Lama appearing in the form of Guru Rinpoche. Above our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche, then all the lineage masters from the primordial Buddha down to our Lama, like that. And then other lineage masters on the left, and then the Dharma protectors, the Lama Idam Dakinis and so forth, surrounded like that around the Lama. So very, very elaborate visualization, you can do that. So then this visualizes this refuge tree in front of you, has nothing lacking. All the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas are there. They bear witness of your practice. They bear witness of your recitation of your prayers, your refuge, like that. So this is the way to do. So the refuge goes, so from now until attaining the heart of awakening, I take refuge in the Lama, who is the 3 jewels. So like that. And then in front of this refuge tree as the witness, then you do the Bodhicitta. From now until samsara is emptied, I will accomplish the benefit and happiness of all sentient beings who have all been my mother. So those 4 lines are what you do that. So in the beginning, we do just like 3 times like that. And then we go all the way to Guru Yoga. All the way we go to Guru Yoga. We do 3, 3, 3. And then now we'll do the mandala offering. And same like that in front of the refuge tree. Then mandala, you can use grains in your hands, or if you don't have grains or flower, you can use flower petals. If you don't have, then you can also use your mala, so like that. So then, I offer my bodies, wealth and glories from all of my lives to the 3 jewels in order to perfect the 2 accumulations. So like that you do 3 times. Then at the end you cannot gesture like this, making the offerings to them. And then you visualize that all sentient beings receive the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattas refuge, and then within their mind they plant the seed to bring forth the accumulations or the perfections of the two accumulations, like that. And then finally all the refuge assemblies dissolve inseparably into you and all sentient beings, like that. So that closes the visualization, and then next we go into Vajrasattva. So we visualize in our ordinary form like how we are right now, and then in front our Lama appears in the form of Vajrasattva. So above the crown of my head is Vajrasattva, who is inseparable from the Lama. From Vajrasattva's body flows a continuous stream of nectar, and all obscurations are purified. So, as I mentioned earlier, so we visualize Vajrasattva, and then in the heart of Vajrasattva is the lotus seed, the moon disk, and the seed syllable, the Hung seed syllable, surrounded by the 100-syllable mantra, and then the nectar descending down like that. So, and then through that nectar filling your body, and then cleansing and purifying all our karma, defilements, and obscurations, and so forth. So then you recite the mantra Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajrasattva Teno Tirsadridom Mebhava Suto Kayo Mebhava Subho Kayo Anurato Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Mebrayasa Sarva Karma Sujam Siddham Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Banjarmami Banjar Bhava Maha Samaya Sato. So like that you count one. So like that, then Om Banza Santo Samaya Manupala Banza. Here in the beginning you'll just do like 3 times, that's good. So Om Banza Santo Samaya Manupala Yam Banza Santo Anteno Pantir Sander Domeba Santo Kaimaba Subukaimaba Anaratameba Sarvasiti Siddham Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 O Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Banza Mahamanza Banza Bhava Mahasamaya Sato. Om Banza Santo Samaya Manupala Yam Banza Santo Anteno Pantir Sander Domeba Sudokaya Mebhava Subhokaya Mebhava Anuranta Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Mebrayata Sarva Karma Sujamitam Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tantangat Banjar Mame Manjan Banjar Bhava Maha Samaya Sato. Then Om Banza Sato 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 Om Banza Sato. Here in Dudjom Tersar that is slightly different, but we can do the Om Banza Sato, but in Longchen Niktige, the heart essence is practiced, and we visualize the Vajrasattva dissolves into you. You become inseparable from Vajrasattva, and then in your heart is the Om Vajrasattva Hung mantra, as I told you. Om in the center, Hung in the center, Om in the east, Vajra in the south, Sa in the west, and then Ta in the north, like that. So those kind of visualization you can do that. Om Banza Santo 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 Om Banza Santo. So like 21 at the beginning you can do like 7, 21, however many you want to do, and then again you do Vajrasattva dissolves into light and becomes one with me. So that's the visualization you do. Eventually Vajrasattva dissolves into ourselves, and we become inseparable from Vajrasattva, like that. So then now the Guru Yoga. Rani Dorjen Neljo Dunkaro Zawelama Beme Koshinjor. I am transformed into Dorjen Neljorma. Dorjen Neljorma is Vajra Yogini. You have to remember. When you are doing Guru Yoga, you have to remember we are not in our ordinary form. Our nature is in the form of Vajra Yogini. She is red in color, 16-year-old, youthful, very, very beautiful, resplendent in this red luminous light, holding a curved knife and a ball in the left hand filled to the brim with blood, like that. and then she's standing on top of a lotus and moon sit, and on top of the moon sit is a corpse like that, and she's dancing or standing on one leg and the other leg drawn like that, so like that, and then she's naked and then wearing the bone ornaments and so forth like that, and a khatvanga in her hand. So those kind of visualization, you have to acquire the picture of Vajra Yogini, and you have to visualize in that way. That's very, very important. The Guru Yoga is incomplete, incomplete if you don't visualize yourself as Vajra Yogini. You have to remember that. And then our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche. Tsawe Lama, Supreme Root Lama, like that, in the form of Guru Rinpoche. Padma Sambhava. Here Guru Rinpoche is single. When we are visualizing the refuge tree, Guru Rinpoche is in union with the consort. But when we are doing Guru Yoga, you are supposed to be the consort now. So that's why we are visualizing ourselves as Vajra Yogini, and then our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche. And then the words of supplication is Dusum Sangye Malyo Dube Ko Tsawe Lama Chonla Sewa Deche Bar Dusum Do Tuje Son Dusum Chunche Mepar Chenje Lo Dusum Sangye Malyo Dube. Like that you can recite three times. The complete embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times. Supreme Root Lama, I pray to you. In this life, in next lives, and in between lives, hold me with your compassion. May your blessings flow unceasingly throughout the three times. So that's the way to supplicate. So supplicating to your Lama as the quintessence embodiment of all the Buddhas, like that. Remember, the key to Guru Yoga practice is to remember that our Lama is inseparable from the primordial Buddha, or all the Buddhas like that. And then whatever he does is excellent. And then if we supplicate to Guru Rinpoche or our Lama, then the blessings can manifest. So that kind of regard should be there in our mind, and then like that. So after you recite the supplication three times, then you do Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. So when we are doing the Ngöndro, the minimum requirement for the Guru Yoga mantra is 1200,000 times. So you can aim to do more. So at least you have to do 1200,000 times. Guru Rinpoche himself said, there are 12 syllables. Om, A, Hung, Bajra, Guru, Padma, Siddhi, Hung. So 1, 2, Chusum. Chusum, Chuni, Yusum, Chuni, Chudu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. If you recite 1200,000 times, then you burn the seed of samsara. You burn all the seed of samsara. 12 reciting. This is Guru Rinpoche himself saying that these 12 syllables are the heart syllables, or the heart essence syllables of Guru Rinpoche or Padma Sambhava. Reciting it 1200,000 times burns the seed of samsara. Korve saventong. It's like the seed that manifests samsara is consumed or burned. So if you recite 30 to 100,000 times, then you become an awareness holder, wisdom awareness holder. If you recite 1 million times, 1 million, I think it's, then you are not separate from me. That's what Guru Rinpoche says. So although we don't keep count as the requirement for the preliminaries, because preliminaries you always say 5 sets of 100,000. So Guru Yoga's accumulation is not counted there, but you are actually required to do at least 1200,000 times. So like that. So then after you have recited like one mala of Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum, then you receive the empowerment. kusung to ke wanjin yonzo to banza guru kaya waka citta siddhi hum. The blessings and empowerments of wisdom, body, speech and mind are completely and perfectly obtained. Vajra guru kaya waka citta siddhi hum. Then now the Lama dissolves into you, and then you become inseparable. You Lama yushu rangte merme nga riktong denge lame rangjalta. The Lama dissolves into light and is absorbed into me. Behold the innate face of the Absolute Lama, awareness and emptiness. So Lama, you now see the face of the Absolute Lama, that's awareness and emptiness, and you rest in that state as long as you can. And then you do Gombo Bamela Sewa de Zablam Powa. This is Powa. So Powa practice is there. You supplicate to Lama who is in the form of Buddha Amitabha. Then you say that at the time of death, may I be able to master the transference of my consciousness to the pure land or the pure realm of Buddha Amitabha. So grant me the blessings like that. That one you can do 3 times. And then you do Dani Ludan Lonche Gazache Major Dula Drolo Pangba Mepatan Droden Lapchen Game Bashu. Now my body, wealth, and the roots of my virtue throughout all my lives, I give without clinging to all sentient beings who have all been my mothers. May great waves of benefit be accomplished without obstacle for all sentient beings. Here, this one is in the tradition. It is mentioned that we are doing the bodily offering, the body offering. It's like the chud offering, where you visualize your body offered to the 4 kinds of guests. So this is called Lujin. So we'll talk more in the future like that. So very, very elaborate practice of making your bodily offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are the guest of honor. And then you make this bodily offering as wisdom nectar to all the Dharma protectors and oath-bound ones who are the guest of qualities. And then you make this bodily offering as a wish-fulfilling jewel to all sentient beings who are the guest of compassion. And then you offer this body transformed into whatever they wish for, appearing we offer this to the guest of karmic debts, to all the karmic debtors who are eagerly waiting for us to repay their, the credit that we owe them. So you offer to them, and those who wish for home, it appears to them as home. Those who wish for money, clothing, medicine, friends, all this, whatever they wish for, it appears to them. So this is the way of how we make the bodily offering. And then finally we dedicate that whatever merit that we have accumulated, I offer to all sentient beings without clinging, who have all been my mother. Through these may great waves of benefit be accomplished without obstacles for all sentient beings. So that way then our merit is dedicated and sealed toward great awakening of perfect and complete Buddhahood. So like that. So that completes the first recitation. So now say, okay, today I want to accumulate the prostration. So then you stand up. The first set, we don't have to stand up to do this prostrations. So now we are going to engage in the prostration. So you stand up, spread your prostration board or whatever you have on the floor, your yoga mat or camping mattress and so forth. Then you have to have your mala. Or in the States we also have like the counter, in your finger, like those digital counter, like that. And then if you are used to, then you can also just pull your beads like that. So then you visualize the refuge tree in front, then you go like that. So you go to page 10 and it's on page 11, I think. So you start from there. Majo Simchen Kunni Pendendro, so like that. That run. So you keep on reciting, and then, of course, you get so fast that it comes very quickly in you. So that's the way to do. So do at least one mala. No, it doesn't. You all are young, so it won't take long. So one mala, it might take you about 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. Then you can at least do like 2 malas or 3 malas like that. That's the way to do. So if you like you can do the refuge, bodhicitta, and prostrations for 1 hour, and then now you can do either you want to do the mandala offering accumulations, or you want to just do the Vajrasattva accumulation, whichever. So then you did your prostrations, 108 or 200, 300 prostrations. Then you do your mandala offering, and then you have your mandala. You have to have like a handkerchief so that the mandala grains don't fall everywhere. And so then your mandala offering, and then just keep on. So first you begin wiping the mandala pan with Om Banza Sato Samaya Manupalaya Banza Sato. So there's a way to do it. You rub it clockwise 3 times, counterclockwise 3 times, like that. So in between that time, then you can recite the 100 syllable mantra, and then after that you pick up or you grab a handful of grains or mandala offering substances, then place in the center, east, south, west, north, in between east and center, in between west and center. So by that time you have to go once you finish that, then with your wrist you again wipe all the mandala so that it falls off the plate. Again you pick up and then go. Again you pull 1 bead and wipe that one. Again you grab from the thing. Again you grab. So you need to do that fast. Again, so you have to sync like that. So like that. So next class, so bring your mandala pan, okay, and then you don't have to bring. You can bring your bed sheet or something like that, or a yoga mat, something. The yoga mat, the rubbery ones are sticky that you cannot use. So if you want to use that, you have to have like a towel or sheet on top of it, so you glide very smoothly, otherwise. And when you're doing the Ngöndro accumulation practice, you have to have things that kind of help you. If your mala is sticky, if your mala is too far away from pulling, then it doesn't. So you need to have the malas quite close, like that, and your counters should slide easily. Those kind, and then prostration boards that it doesn't stick, so you can go easily, and those kind of things. If they go well, then they don't annoy you, you become frustrated, you don't want to do. So if those things are very they coordinate, or they kind of support your practice, then you like to do it.
So Kempa, when we're doing you said do a mala, so it'll be 108, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for Longchen Nimti we did 111.
111, yeah.
Is it
So
108 this time or 111?
Same 100 and this thing. There are 108 beads, but you count as 100.
Yeah.
You have to. 8 is just for like sometimes you kind of the words you miss, the syllables that you miss, and so forth. Yeah. 8 makes for those. So then just keep doing. So one mala is not 108, although there are 108 beads, but you count as one mala.
And you also said so you can accumulate all 500, like the different type, like because in Longchen Nintig we had to do one, then the other, but now you can do any.
3, 3 you can do together.
Okay.
Refuge, Bodhicitta, and prostrations together.
Okay.
So by the end of 100,000 prostrations, you have accumulated or you have achieved the refuge accumulation, the Bodhicitta accumulation, and the prostrations.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when we were doing the Longchen Nintig, we did the refuge and Bodhicitta separately.
Yeah.
And then when we did the Guru Yoga during the 7 branches, we did the accumulation, the prostrations. So that's the way to do. Okay. Any other questions?
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The visualization that you had on the screen of Vajrasattva with consort, the home with the syllables running around it, is it actually this way? Because I always visualize it this way with a home like this. And the syllables, does it matter which way I visualize it?
Yeah, it's standing up.
Okay.
It's standing up like that, yes. And the mantras are going round and round like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lotus like that. So it's just kind of depiction in the pictures to show like that. That's going on.
Thought I was doing
And
it
then
wrong.
the mantra is going clockwise like that.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and if I could write it down, I'm so sorry. I was listening, but my brain wasn't catching it fast enough. I'm going to write it down. Sorry, so when you're finished doing the Vajrasattva and you're doing the Om Vajrasattva Home, the Om...
Is right in front.
The Om is in the chest?
No.
Sorry.
When you're visualizing, so Om would be here in the front.
Om is Om front.
Front, and then Vajra on the south.
Okay, I never know. Okay, wait. Which way?
South is right.
To the right?
Right. And then Sa is on the back, so in between, behind the Hung, and Ta on your left. But these are very tiny. Usually it kind of, this very, because Vajrasattva, we are visualizing Vajrasattva, we don't have to visualize huge, because we visualize Vajrasattva and in the heart of Vajrasattva. So it's like that.
Okay, Om Vajra
Sa,
Ba,
Toa, Hung in the center.
and then Hum is up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear
And
directions, I get lost.
in Longchen Ningtik, there is also like elaborate visualization of the dissolution that Vajrasattva dissolves into the mantra. So it dissolves first into all the side mantras. The side mantras dissolve into the Hung syllable. The Hung kind of dissolves from underneath all the way, going upward. And then on the Hung there is one bindu, like a circle with a pigtail. They dissolve upward, and finally the pigtail too dissolves tracelessly in space like that. So those kind of visualization you can do so. And then at the end, when you think you have done, now I want to close your session or my session, then you can do this dedication. So we'll do now the dedication. Page 62. 62. The half, that's dedication of merit and prayers of aspiration. Sonam de ye tamje zigbane tomne nebe danam pamje shin kegan na shin balong tung simbe tsole drowa ra sho jambe bawo jetara kemp kundu zambo de yang de shen de da gun ge je so da lo ge wa de dan tam je rab do ngon de sun she be ge wa tam je ngo wa gan la cho do nga ban de da ge ge we za wa de ke sambo je je rab do ngo ra ge jang chu sem cho rimbo che ma ge pa nam ge ju ke ba nyam ba me ba dang gong ne gong du pe wa ra sho jang shu sem da me zhe shen jang shu chen la sho sang ge nam ge yong zong shen de ge le nam bang bang jang shu sem ba nam ge ne ro den to la gong zhu sho gong po yin ne gang go sem chen nam la de ju sho sem chen tam chen de dan de ju Ngöndro tam chen da do dong pa sho jang shu sem ba gang da sa ju Deda gunge melam dro parasho, gewa deye gewa gun sonam yeshe zozo. Sonam yeshe lejong wen tamba kune to parasho. Rinchen gezo deye roa gun tado dambe chedan medresh. Ranchen denne zomba tarchen ne chenga drobe jeden ze parasho. Pensara. Neche temba peljoro chen, sera gunto chelaj. Gelkam kundu tashi kech Drogun chamche sangye tom parasho Lama kukam sangwar sewa de chodo kuse rengwar Chile darshin ge parasewa de lama dan rewa me par jenje lo Kandu ge ben ge wan tamche do tore yenden dunden toba Kema tatu chedan chejuru che tsujen rube rangwa ye parasho Deryan lama damba neje chen nendan sendo chala chebar Chedo nene ningbo dendro de tsede sebe jansu garwash Seba dambe chera denje chen shenben rola chonga meba Lab chen shenden chore mebai Tamche chamche sangye tobar sho Chezul deyan nede kelkorish Choke thandro kondo janju de Loje pemo rabdo kech Sangye denpa darshen ge parasho longre tebe meshe dremlet Menga sembe tezo mona chong gomjong yeke nelu jeje Sherab sumge nawa ge parasho Kenlo chezom renglo Zamleng sazom chabar per dojo choson nawa Midre desum gele sho Nandra reson hanga che kunga Kudan yeshe rebe jamle be Zamsa nel jor chembo nyamle Yerme tuki tikle roche sho Kewa kundu yanda lamad Dalme cheke bella lonje che Sadan lamge yende rabzot Palde name gopan nuroto sho Om Ahon Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Ahon Benza Guru Pema Te Jeng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala Om Ahon Benza Guru Pema Te Jeng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala Om Ahon Benza Guru Pema Te Jeng Tsal Benzar Samaya Za Sindhi Pala Hum So like that. Okay, everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah.